Hello, nurses all over the world. My name is Nurse Felicia. I want to welcome you back to my channel. You're very welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. If you're not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe. Alright, so quickly today we'll be talking about the non-gastrointestinal causes of vomiting. Vomiting is a symptom and it's so important to the extent that you have to take note if it's not a gastrointestinal issue, and there are differential diagnosis, or let me say causes of vomiting that you need to take note. And I'll be using the acronym of A to I. So the first one is acute renal failure, which I'm going to be talking about Addison disease. Addison disease is caused by damage to the adrenal gland. So when the adrenal gland is not producing enough hormone, then that will lead to adrenal insufficiency. And when there is adrenal insufficiency, it can lead to adrenal crisis. And one of the symptoms of adrenal crisis is vomiting. So there has to be a clear cause, or you have to have a clear thinking about vomiting. When you see it, you want to identify why, and you quickly want to act accordingly. Another one is brain, which is B. We're talking about raised intracranial pressure. So it manifests by projectile vomiting, sometimes not preceded by nausea. So it's just projectile and often most severe in the morning. And this is one of the commonest presentation of disease, sickness with raised intracranial pressure, which is usually considered to result from changes in blood flow, permeability, and function of the brainstem vomiting mechanism. So there's issue with the brainstem. So when there's issue with blood flow in the brainstem, it can lead to vomiting. Let's go to C. I told you before that we'll be talking about this with the acronym of A to I. So the next one is C, which is cardiac, and I'll be talking about myocardial infarction. So the necrotic, ischemic, and injured cardiomyocytes from infected regions release lactic acid. So they release lactic acid, pyruvic acid, and other metabolites. So this metabolite together stimulates the autonomic nerve peripheral receptors of the infected regions, and this then the stimulation from this metabolite leads to cardiogenic nausea and vomiting. Let me repeat myself. I want you to get this thing. The necrotic, ischemic, and injured cardiomyocytes from infected region, they release lactic acid, pyruvic acid, and other metabolites. So all the metabolites together stimulate the autonomic nerve peripheral receptor of the infected region. Then the stimulation leads to cardiogenic nausea and vomiting. Then I move straight to D, which is diabetic ketoacidosis. So in this diabetic ketoacidosis, ketones build up in the blood. And once they build up with the blood, they seriously alter the normal chemistry of the blood, and they interfere with the function of multiple organs. So they make the blood acidic, and once the blood is acidic, it causes vomiting. Vomiting is imminent. So this is the reason why people with having diabetic ketoacidosis often vomit. So let's move to E, which I'll be talking about the here. And the disease condition I want to pick is Meniere's disease. I don't know how you call it, but that's the way it's called Meniere's disease, which can also be called labyrinthitis. So Meniere's disease is an inner ear disorder that affects balance and hearing. So when there is severe vertigo, because vertigo is one of the major, like four major symptoms of Meniere's disease, and severe vertigo is one of them. So it feels as though you're spinning, there is movement whereby you are like you are static in a place, but there's movement, there's spinning, as if the world is spinning around you. So, and this can lead to vomiting. It's just like when children are playing and they are spinning, then there's issue, it sends a wrong signal to the brain when there's issue with balancing, and which can cause vomiting. The next one is F, which is foreign substance like alcohol or drug. The major mechanism in this particular issue raised is when the body processes alcohol, the liver will convert it to a high reactive toxic chemical, which is called acetaldehyde. That's what the liver will convert it to, which can cause tissue damage and may trigger the onset of health condition. This is the major work of this acetaldehyde. It is an harmful substance in the body, or harmful material in the body. So vomiting is just the body's natural way of removing this potentially harmful substance from the body, and that's why you see people that are drunkards, most times they vomit. The next one is G, and this one, I know it's so common. I know you will be aware of this. Like, it's so common, especially it's so common. So, and what am I talking about? G. gravidarum, aperemesis gravidarum. So it's also known as morning sickness, and it's so particular, especially during the first 3 months of pregnancy. The exact cause up to today is unknown. The exact cause of this nausea and vomiting is unknown. However, it's believed to be caused by a rapid rising blood level of a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin, which is also known as HCG. So it is believed that it's the high level of HCG in the blood that cause the nausea and vomiting, which you also call morning sickness. Then let's go to H, and the H is hypercalcemia. It is the condition in which the calcium level in the blood becomes too high, which can lead to vomiting. So when there is raise in the calcium level in the blood, most times it's cause vomiting. Then the last one, we are done. The last one is infection, and under the infection I'll be talking about urinary tract infection and meningitis. So in UTI, when there's infection of the kidney itself, which is also known as pyelonephritis, then this type of UTI often presents with vomiting. One of the major symptoms of pyelonephritis is vomiting. So that's it. And in meningitis is also known as the inflammation of the meninges. So vomiting is one of the 4 symptoms of meningitis. Yeah, you see children, especially children that comes down with meningitis, they vomit a lot. All right, so we have come to the end of today's class. I know you would have learnt 1 or 2 things. It's just an acronym for a non-gastrointestinal cause of vomiting. It's so important. So this is where we are going to be drawing the curtain for today's class. And my name remains Nurse Felicia. And until the next class, bye.